Interior, father's garage, evening. Dustmotes dance in the single bare bulb hanging overhead. Old tools hang neatly on pegboards. A worn workbench is covered with various projects. Anthony, in his 60s, weathered, quiet, strength, is carefully oiling an old leather baseball glove. His son, Mark, in his 30s, clean cut with a hint of restlessness, stands awkwardly nearby watching.
Still got that old thing, huh, Dad? Thought you tossed that years ago.
Some things you just don't toss, Mark. This glove, it's got a lot of good miles on it. You know, a lot of games.
Oh, I remember. You used to make me play catch out here in the yard every night, even when it was freezing.
Build character and a good arm. You had a good arm, son.
Well, things are different now, Dad. I don't have time for a lot of that. Job, city. It's a whole different ball game.
I know, son. The world keeps turning, but some things, they should stay the same. The feel of a good glove, the sound of a ball hitting sweet leather.
Wow. Softer than I remember.
Yeah, well, that's what time does. Makes things softer. If you let it. Softer. And stronger. And scene. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Bern Podcassy, and we're off to another hot start tonight, Bern. Hot start. Like it, love it, want more of it, and I want to get right into Who Dat Dude. You ready for Who Dat Dude?
I'm ready for Who Dat Dude, but it's my turn to go first this week, Matt. You went first last week, and this
Kick
week
off
it
that
is
dude, Daddy. Kick off that dude.
my turn to go first. Here is my story. I once got into a fight after school, which caused my opponent to immediately break up with his girlfriend. I once got into a fight after school that caused my opponent to immediately break up with his girlfriend. Floor is yours.
Can I have the contestants, please?
Your contestants are, as always, myself, Richie, Murph, Uncle Attorney Joseph Shields, and Pulatsky. Myself, Richie Murph, Uncle Joey, and Pulatsky are your choices.
I'll tell you,
right here.
I'll tell you, putting, Murph always. I mean, Murph and Richie are like the Bach of your Who Dat Dude. They are wild cards.
Correct. Correct.
I'll tell you, nothing like a good after school fight. Am I right?
It was a pretty good after school fight.
Yeah. Was it brewing all day?
Brewing all day, all day long.
That's
all
a steamer.
Day long.
That's your steamer. Started early.
That's your first question. Was it brewing all day? Yes.
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
Brewing all day. Age? Can I ask the age?
High school.
Okay. And so these guys could actually throw down a little bit in high school,
I don't remember if I was a junior or a senior, but it was also like it was high school and it was like that later half of high school. Okay. I will give you that.
Okay. So you guys were, a little bigger than kind of more maturing. Anyone get seriously hurt?
No one had a lasting injury, but somebody's face looked real fucked up, like for a while.
Yeah.
So like,
Caught a big shiner, black eye kind of thing.
but it was like one of the most impressive, like, you got your face fucked up that I've ever seen.
Okay. So I once got into a fight after school and it caused my opponent to break up with his girlfriend. Oh,
Immediately.
okay. So the face, I'm just assuming this, but the face was so messed up that the girlfriend was like, buddy, we can't. Not like Quasimodo over here, dude. This
I mean,
ain't happening.
that's not a question, so I can't speak to it.
Right. That's just my thought. I'm just
But
thinking out loud.
I will give you a little bit of free advice. The dude was the one who initiated the breakup immediately following the fight.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Hmm.
good piece of free advice right there. It's a good freebie for you,
I wonder if
maybe.
it's because I don't know if he lost or the dude initiated because they were fighting over the girl or, huh. I mean, I'll tell you, if it's for any type of passion, I'm leaning right towards the WAP, you know. Those guineas love fighting for passion. They love a little passionate battle. Those guineas. You know, those
Passionate.
dirty spaghetti benders love to throw down for some passion.
They're passionate. They're passionate people.
Passionate people.
Those eye
Passionate people.
ties.
But I'll tell you, you put me through a loop here because we don't see Joey Shields a lot. We don't see Joey Shields a lot.
We don't.
So I don't know if that's like you threw that in there, so catch me off guard as just like a decoy.
Eh?
Eh,
Who can say?
who can
Who can
say?
say?
Who can say? I don't think Pulaski's fighting anybody. So I'm looking for the person who got into the fight and then the guy he fought broke up with his girlfriend, correct?
Correct. The guy who the choice is me, Richie Murph, Shields, Pulaski. We're not the ones who broke up with their girlfriend immediately following the fight. My question again, I once got into a fight after school which caused my opponent to immediately break up with his girlfriend. So
Uh-huh.
so yeah, the guys I listed are not the guys who broke up with their girlfriend. They're the
They're
guys
the
who were
ones that,
fighting the
yeah.
guy who broke up with their girlfriend.
And Joe Shields is a lawyer. He's the lawyer, right?
He is an attorney. That's correct.
So he could be a prick, but usually those guys aren't throwing down.
He's a
Uh,
he's a world class prick, but he's like the greatest. But yeah, he is a world class prick.
but he's like, but he's the best. He's a prick, but he's the
Exactly.
best.
Yeah. Correct.
Because
Correct.
he's your prick. But if he's being a prick to you, it's like, buddy, I'll fucking kill you. So then it might make you want to fight him. Hmm. Hmm.
We got two questions left, unless you want me to eliminate somebody or two guys.
I might want an elimination. I do want an elimination, if you please, Burn.
You want an elimination.
I want the elimination.
I'm going to eliminate the Podcassy faction. Myself and Pulaski are eliminated. Richie, Murph, Joe Shoe are
Honestly, that helped
your
me.
choices.
I didn't think it was Pulaski. You were kind of on the fence.
All right. So now all we have left is
Would it
guess.
be back to back Murphs? Back to back Murphs.
What a devilish move that would be.
It'd be devilish. But devil may care. That's Murph style, Daddy.
You're not wrong, especially in high school.
Oh, he's all devil may care, that guy. But Richie's but he's also like, he might be crazy, but is he a fighter? I don't think he's a fighter. I know it, well, I don't know. His dad wrestled. Ugh. He might be a fighter. Hmm. I am gonna go Richie. That's my
Final
final
guess.
answer. Final
Final
answer.
guess, Richie.
Yeah.
The late great Richard Anthony Sicoli, one of my best friends who passed away last August, is the correct answer to this question. Maddie, I will go ahead and say that 75% of the fistfights I've ever been in my entire life were either started by or instigated by Richie. Richie was always the smallest guy in the room and was always the first one to throw hands. His father was a national champion wrestler for Wilkes
Yeah.
College. His
Yeah.
grandfather was Mr. Anthracite, a bodybuilder in Pennsylvania in the 50s. Richie did not get those genes, but he got that mentality. He was our smallest friend. He started fights all the time. I've been punched in the face more times because Richie said something to a dude than on my account. Here's the story. I think we're juniors or seniors. It's Richie versus Joe Evans after school. Joe Evans also not a bad dude. Like I never really had any bad interactions with Joe Evans. So it's one of those weird situations where like one of your best boys is in a huge beef with a guy you've known for a while, and you're like, hey, I mean, I got nothing against him. He's not a bad dude, but like I got to
He's
back
not
my.
in the crew.
But he's not part of the crew. Richie and Joe Evans are behind Bishop O'Reilly at Cent Field. They're going at it. The worm turns. Richie gets on top of him, starts landing a couple of blows. A couple of blows. Joe Evans' girlfriend, Molly Logan, comes out of the crowd wearing a wooden clog and kicks Richie in the face harder than I have ever seen a human being get kicked in the face. Right? This ends the fight because Joe Evans
With a
is
wooden
with a
clog?
wooden clog. He's wearing a wooden clog.
Oh, it's basically,
Fucking
that's like assault with a deadly weapon.
she blasts Richie, blasts him, right? Joe Evans is instantly just like, Molly, what did you do? Richie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 10 seconds ago, they're beating the shit out of each other, but Joe Evans realized my girlfriend just bailed me out of a fight.
Yeah, you're never
And
living that
this
down.
is not going to go well. And it wasn't like
Mm-mm.
anybody was getting killed there, but Richie had clearly taken the upper hand. They were on the ground for the. He rolled over. He started pounding down. It was had Molly Logan not intervened with her wooden clog, somebody would have run in there in the next 10 or 15 seconds and been like, all right, fellas, you know what I mean? It's clear what happened here. Joe Evans
Might have lost,
immediately,
but fought the good fight. Went out on his
right,
shield.
right, immediately freaks out on Molly Logan, breaks up with her on the spot while apologizing to Richie, who moments earlier he was trying to punch in the face as hard as he could. They all had in school suspension together. So it was just the three of them because a teacher came out. So the three of them had to sit in school suspension together. Richie and Joe Evans were cool. They made up and hung out. Neither one of them ever talked to Molly Logan ever again. That's the story.
Wow.
And Richie's face was fucking mangled for like weeks. Like the knot he had above his eye, and like every blood vessel was broken, and like the black underneath it, like
So she
he,
smoked him.
oh she was a soccer player. She
Oh,
crushed him. She crushed him. And I'll
was she
never
good
forget.
looking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Did she give you a
fine.
tuggy in eighth grade?
Nope. No tuggy for Molly. Yeah, she's 5.5, 6, whatever. She's right down the line. She's fine. But I'll never forget as soon
What's
as
she
it
doing
happened.
now?
I think she got a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget Joe Evans laying on his back and seeing that happen and be like, Richie, I'm sorry. Molly, what the fuck? What are you doing? Richie, I'm sorry. Like these guys were pummeling each other, but
She's just trying to be a
everyone
good girlfriend.
she was, but Joe realized like you have just I may have like kind of lost this fight and no one would have ever thought about it or talked about it ever again. And you've just put it in the record books
Yeah.
as like an epic L for me.
Yeah. You're never living that down.
But a week later, after a week of in-school suspension, Richie and Joe were cool. It never came up again.
That's how it happens with boys. Boys are always like, I fought all my best friends. We've all fought at
Of
one
course,
point.
of
That's just how
course,
it goes.
of course.
You
So
know,
you nailed it, Addy. Richie finally snuck in a Richie. You got it. And it's a good one, too. God, his face was fucked up. It was so fucked
man,
up.
that is a good one. Okay. All right. Well, you ready for my Who Dat Dude, Daddy?
Who that dude, baby?
Here we go. I failed the driver's test 5 times. I failed the driver's test 5 times. I failed the driver's test 5. Count them 5 times.
Okay.
Your contestants are your boy, old Uncle Matty. That's followed by my brother, Tom Lavelle. That's also followed by my other brother, Alex Lavelle. And then it's followed by everyone's favorite Pollock, the one and only Ron Scott Lesky. And then it's not a list without
Okay.
the beguzzler,
I already had a
Alan
film in.
Bach.
I
You
already had him
better have.
filled in.
You fucking better have. Please process. Let me know your thoughts out loud.
Failed the driver's test 5 times. Permit test or road test?
Road test. Road
Okay.
test.
Okay. So got through the permit test, but
First try
failed
permit test. I'll give you that. Did the
first
permit
try.
test
First
first
try
try.
permit, no problem. Road test issue. Was the failure based on a K turn or a parallel park? Because, and the only reason I asked two is because when I did it in the mid 90s, it was a K turn, but I heard later on it turned into a parallel park. So I don't,
There was,
was it
I mean, it was 5 times, so there's a bunch of different things that
okay? All
happened.
right, all right, all right. So there wasn't just one bugaboo that
No, it
caused this
wasn't
road
like,
test
oh,
to
this
go bad.
person can't get the parallel park. It was like, there was phone calls that happened that were
Right.
answered. Like there was some
There were
dumb stuff.
there were a
Yeah,
number of issues that caused. Okay. Um. Okay. Road test. We know it was the road test. We know it wasn't just like one little inefficiency. Like, oh, I just couldn't nail this parallel park. It was a bunch of bullshit. Bunch of bullshit.
yeah,
Um. Was this person in their teens?
they were.
That may or may not be helpful to me going forward.
You know something.
Well, I know who wasn't allowed to take their driver's test
Yep,
in
yeah, you
their
sure
teens.
do.
Um,
I had that as like a thing, and I was like, he'll fucking know.
yeah, yeah. No, no. I mean, all right. It was in the teens. Um, how old was this person when they finally got their license?
17.
17. All
No,
right. So,
yes, 17.
but we're talking like
No, yeah, 17, 18.
17, 18. So it wasn't like it went on for multiple years. It was like you fucked it up. You probably take it every couple of months, and they just fucked it
Back
up for
then,
those
it's like you
first.
had to wait a month, I think.
Right. So you just
Yeah.
this person just fucked it up a couple of times, but they were going to be pushed. Okay. Um. Hmm, I have one more question, and I gotta make it a good one, and it's gotta be about this story. Shit. Kind of. I mean, I kind of have an idea. I'm trying to think of a fifth question here to narrow it down, but I don't really know. Oh, okay. All right. I was going to ask, did this person ever have a crush on Nicole Kidman? But that's not pertinent to the story. Um, did this person have a car? Did this person take the test in the same car every time?
Yes.
Okay, same car. Yeah. I'm going. I'm still going with Alex. I'm going with Alex. Alex
Alex
Lavelle
Lavelle.
is my final guess. Yeah.
Well, Burn, put another one in the lost column because that story belongs to the one and only Tom Lavelle.
I knew it was one of you fuckers. I knew it was one of you
Yeah.
fuckers. I knew it wasn't you.
Yeah, obviously, because I didn't get my license until I was
I
24.
Yeah, like the Commonwealth didn't even consider giving it to you until
No,
you
they're
were well
like,
into your
buddy.
20s. They were like, buddy, don't 16, 17, call us back. We'll call you.
Yeah.
Don't call us.
I
We'll call
failed
you.
the permit test a couple times. I think I failed the permit test 3 times, the written, but one time on the driver's test, Daddy. One
So
time.
what happened? So what happened to Tom? How did
So
he fail this
Tom
driver test
taking
five
it, I
times?
think the first time he failed the parallel parking, right? Well,
Mm.
to be fair, he had to take it in my mom's Ford Windstar, which you remember those vans?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's definitely a detriment when you're trying to do any kind of like parking. There
tougher,
were no
right?
cameras, you just have a big old beast you got to
I
work with.
remember I took mine in Rick Outland's Chevy Cavalier, which I
Oh,
was
pretty
like,
Rick.
this is
Yeah,
ideal for what we're doing here. And then, but
pretty Ricky
yeah,
comes through
so
100% of the time.
always. He's the
100% of the
greatest.
time.
The greatest. But so I think the first time, I think one of the times parallel parking, one of the times like you had to go out on the road, and I think he blew a stop sign. Then one of the other times, one of the lights didn't work on the car. And
That
then
sucks.
yeah, so that wasn't even him. One of the other times, I called my mom's phone, which was in the car, and he answered it while doing the
No,
driver's test.
not
So
in the
that was
90s. Not in the 90s, Matt. You can't do that in the 90s.
no, you can't do that ever, you know? But like it was my mom's purse was in the car, he was in the car, with the driving instructor and and he answered the phone and then
That's just not going to
I
work.
was like, "Where's mom?" He's like, "She's back at the DMV. I'm doing the driving test right now." I was like, "Oh, well, you just failed because you can't answer the
Yeah,
phone."
it's a big old F on that, bro.
And the guy legit said, "You just failed. We have to go back." Yeah. So, and then the last time he failed because I forget because he's an idiot. But yeah. So, bunch of calamities got in the way. But there you go. That's some who dat dude.
Who that dude, baby? Who that dude? Tommy Lavelle, second time on Who That Dude. His
Yeah.
first appearance since his incredible duck catch.
Oh, you remember the duck catch?
It's our first Who That Dude.
It's a good duck catch. It's a good old duck catch, Daddy. I've caught some ducks in my day, and that was a good old duck catch. But
Well, the first Tom Lavelle story, he was definitely Frenching that girl. The second Tom Lavelle story, he wasn't Frenching anybody because he couldn't get the goddamn car out of the driveway to go pick her up.
ain't that the truth, Daddy-o? Ain't that the daggum doggone's honest? So, okay. So, here we go, Bern. Well, before we move on, I want to talk about this. In England, during the Victorian era, you
Whoa,
know it?
whoa,
You love
whoa,
it?
whoa, 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 Maddie. Is this a fun fact?
It is. We're bringing back fun fact, Daddy. Here we go. So,
Yes.
in England, in the Victorian era, poor families would send their children to go around food markets and food stands, right? To steal food. These children were sometimes left to get away with it, right? So they were said to be because they let them get away with it because they were said to be considered to have naught, right? Which means to have nothing. So
Nothing,
then
right.
yeah, yeah, to have not. So children who had not were more likely to be seen as troublemakers and trouble causers, right? So what would then they would be because they were have nots, they would then just be called naughty, and that's where the word naughty originated from.
Just a bunch of dirty little Brits stealing cabbages out of the bottom of a stand.
Yep.
Can I tell you a
Ready?
story? Can I
Yeah,
tell you a
please.
naughty story? All right, I had my
Ooh,
kids.
give me. I love naughty.
This is not the naughty that you're excited for. I
Yeah.
had my kids all last week, right? All last week. My
Sounds
daughter has
naughty.
a little fucking backpack, right? It's
Of
not even.
course.
It's like the size of a cantaloupe, right? You can't
Yep.
put
Minnie
anything in
Mouse,
it.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Nothing fits in it. It broke. My mom had to sew it. She was upset about it. In there was like some slime, like two squishy things,
Yeah.
a plastic
Fucking hate
spoon, a
slime.
weird comb, like nothing that was necessary. So my ex-wife and I, we have our own shit, right? Like I have clothes for them here. She has clothes for them there. I have bathing suits. She has. So we don't have to be constantly exchanging like all kinds of stuff. It's like send me
Right.
the things she sleeps with and send me their iPads and the rest of it we got. So I'm looking all over on Sunday. I'm like, where's her fucking bathing suit? I got her a bathing suit. We went swimming a couple times last week. She stuffed this motherfucker into her tiny little cantaloupe backpack. And what I can only say, this girl was 3 years old. Her window of time to do this was less than a minute and a half. It was like when I was packing up the cars, like the car to take them back. She stole her own bathing suit, told my ex wife, yeah, I brought it just in case I needed it. And then my ex wife was like, they started water day at daycare today. I didn't have a bathing suit to fit her. Like, that wasn't an accident. She did that on purpose. She is the best. She is the worst. She is the best. I have a sneaky little thief of a daughter, and she's hilarious. But that is a naughty move right there.
Yeah.
That is an
Yeah.
absolute textbook naughty move right there.
I
Why'd you
mean,
steal
she's
the
not a
thing?
have-not, but she is naughty.
But she was like, I don't have this bathing suit at my mom's house, so I'm just going to jam it in here, not say a word about it. Keep. We play hide and seek. She just yells "caca" until you find her. You know what I mean? She's not good at it, but for this bathing suit, she was like, I got to get this back to my mom's house. And honestly, I'm just happy that she liked it that much. You know,
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit as long as it comes back next time they come to
Yeah.
visit. We're good to go. But yeah,
Nice.
I have my own little naughty girl.
There you go. You want to hear another fun fact?
Maddie, I'm so happy fun facts are back. You're goddamn fucking A right. I want to hear another fun fact.
So, another fun fact. In the 1860s, right? Football and rugby were two different versions of the same sport, right? So the people who preferred the football version of the sport wanted to stand out. So they called their thing the
So you mean
football.
the football version of the sport? You mean kicking instead of throwing?
Correct.
Okay.
So the football version of the sport, they created a thing called the Football Association, right? And then that was then shortened to ASOC football, right? And that was then
Mm-hmm.
just shortened to ASOC, and then eventually a soccer, and then eventually what is now called soccer. So the word soccer was created by the British in the 1860s, not by us. So if you're mad about anyone saying soccer, then fucking be mad at yourself, you cunts.
You know, this is important because I'm an American and I'm a huge soccer fan. I'm a huge Liverpool fan. I'm a huge international soccer fan. And like, just cram it in your cram holes, you stuffy pricks. We didn't invent the day. All right. In fact,
Didn't
the
invent
reason
it.
we, let's see, what did you say, 1860? You know why we started calling
Yeah.
it soccer? Because it was to jam the king. You know, we were like, oh, yeah, we got our own soccer over here, bro. We
Yeah.
didn't do it. We didn't change the name of the game from football to soccer. The goddamn Brits did, and I'm sick of bearing the brunt of it.
Yeah. I'm sick of having to eat shit every time I say soccer because that's
It
the
wasn't
name of the
us.
fucking sport.
In a, in
It
the
was named
only
by you
country
guys. I don't know what you want us to tell you.
in the only country I've ever lived in, that's the name of the sport that I love and that you love, that the Super Bananas love.
That
We
the
didn't
Super
do it.
Bananas dominated.
Oh, what a squad. What a
What a
squad.
squad.
80,
Great squad.
84.4% winning percentage. Get out of
How you
here.
like them apples? How you like them apples? So, okay, last fun fact, Daddy. You ready?
Dude, I'm so ready. I'm so happy fun packs are back.
Yeah. So, in the 1400s in France, right, a bell would ring at night and it would let people know to put their fires out before they fell asleep. Pretty important bell, right?
Oh,
So, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
real
pretty
smart.
yeah. So in the 1400s, they would ring a bell at night, letting everyone know to put their fires out, and it was called the act of covering the fire, right?
Hmm.
So in French, the word for cover is couvre, and the word for fire is feu, right? So then eventually that was shortened to curfew, and that's where the word curfew came from.
That's first of all, a bell in the city when like everything's made of wood and what you say 1400s. Like, listen,
Hmm.
guys, if anyone leaves this burning, a lot of
We're
people are
all
going to
dead.
die. Like
Yeah.
we're all smoked. Uh, I currently am living in a borough called 40 Fort, and we have a horn that goes off every night at 10 p.m. and has my entire life. It's the 40 Fort curfew horn. Get off the streets. Get home, kids. Get to bed. I don't know that it's enforced by anything. Like, I don't think the cops have never rolled up and been like, hey, what are you doing out here? But we still have a curfew bell in my tiny little northeastern Pennsylvania hometown.
And it's and so when you were a kid, did your mom was the rule be home by the curfew bell, or would you
No,
have to be home?
no, my mom was a pain in the ass. I had to be home way before the. If I was still out at the curfew bell,
Yeah.
I was getting
Our
tagged when I got
our
home.
rule was get home when the street lights come on. That was the rule.
Pretty much, right? But at no point, even on the East Coast, is it still sunny out at 10 o'clock.
No, never. So, yeah, I mean, like when the street lights come on, you know, but it all like it's different throughout the year. So, like in the
Yeah,
winter,
right.
it's like fuck, I gotta be home at four
It's,
thirty.
yeah,
You know?
it's 4:41. You're like, shit. All right, I guess it's over now.
Yeah, man, seasonal
Good
depression
facts,
is
Maddie.
real.
Good
Yeah.
facts, Maddie.
So, okay, next thing I want to do. Sorry, excuse me. We gotta shout out some of the peeps because we've been getting some comments of commenting,
Let
and
us
we gotta let them know.
commence, please.
We gotta commence the
Listen.
commenting.
Let them let us know. That's what it's all about.
It's
Feedback,
all
baby.
about it's all about community, as they say. Community. You heard of it? You know it? You love it? You been there? You got it? Okay. So, viewer post. I didn't know that was a thing. Uh, Vern, I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna like this first comment.
I mean, great. That's kind of great. Like, bring it.
Okay.
We want to spice it up.
So the first comment comes from Jonathan Diaz T, or so it's John at Jonathan Diaz 3338. Jonathan Diaz 3338. They
What's up,
are
Johnny?
one subscriber, no videos, left a comment on the sign of a blue collar barbershop shorts clip. They left a comment saying thus: I lost brain cells when listening. It says, I lost brain cells when listening to this beer belly neck bear.
Beer belly neck bear.
That's you, daddy.
Yeah, yeah. Go. Anything else? Anything that was that it?
I responded by saying, beer belly neck bear, name of your sex tape.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Beer belly neck bear. It doesn't feel good, but it's not the worst thing I've ever been called. Um. Also,
Also, they can't see your stomach, so it's like, you know.
I mean, he might have inferred, and he's not that far. I mean, he's not a beer belly anymore. I'm just old with that. But like,
Yeah,
I'm
you don't
thinking,
drink, so.
I'm thinking back on that. Like, I felt like our barbershop conversation was pretty good. Um,
Yeah.
I wonder specifically what his issue was with us talking about like a barbershop, unless he's a salon guy. You know what I mean? It kind of
Yeah.
sounds to me like he might be a bit of a salon guy.
Loves the
You more of a
Ceylon.
salon guy.
Yeah.
You like them to wash your hair before. Is that how you get women to touch you? Diaz, is it?
Hey,
Is it Diaz?
Diaz. Diaz.
Diaz. Is that how you
Blue
get ladies
Street.
to
Is that a
touch
Blue
you?
Street quote? Did we
That
just
is
quote Blue Street?
100% blue streak when he goes,
The best.
picks up his belt.
Diaz.
Diaz, is it?
Yeah.
Blue streak's the best, and your beer belly neck
So,
What do you call me? Beer belly
beer belly neck bear.
neck bear.
Yeah, I don't know what that
I don't
means.
hate neck bear. I mean, that sounds like that could
Yeah.
be a thing. I'll put that on a dating profile. Maybe that's a thing.
So, yeah. Next comment comes from Toxic Masculinity. Toxic Masculinity. 17 subscribers off of 2 videos. Toxic Masculinity. They left a comment on Let's Get Retorted episode 73, which aired September 24th, or September 27th of 2024. So, almost a year ago, left a comment on this episode saying, Bro, who the fuck are you? And I responded by saying, Your mom.
Well, I mean, what else could you possibly say to that? Because
There's
you
no
are, in
other
fact,
thing. Yeah.
his mother. You did
I am
birth
his
him
mom.
from your anus. Toxic
From my
masculine.
anus. Yeah.
Bro, who the fuck are you? It's in the episode description. I mean, Maddie
Don't be an
literally
anus.
he introduces himself every podcast. It's not hard to find. Bro, who the
Let you
fuck are
know.
you? Guys, we appreciate the conversation, but like give us a little more. Give us something that we can sink our teeth into. Maybe you have a legit grip. Maybe you're like, who is this fat neck bear? Who the fuck is this handsome, broad shouldered, dark haired gentleman? Just give us like one more sentence.
One little titch. A
Just a
little
little
titch.
something else so that we can respond to you in a way that might enlighten you.
All right, so we're moving on. Heading into everyone's favorite segment, and we're telling these yuppies to back the fuck off. Telling
Fuck
them back
off,
the
guys.
fuck off.
Fuck
Burn, you know what
off.
we're telling them to back the fuck off of first?
I can't wait to hear, Maddie. What are we telling them?
Telling yuppies, we know you're listening. Yuppies, back the fuck off some video games. Back the fuck off. Burn.
Holy shit.
Burn. Let him have it,
Video
daddy.
games. All right, video games. I was 5 years old. I got a Nintendo for Christmas, right? My old man was more shocked by it than I was. He couldn't believe that the gun from Duck Hunt actually shot the ducks on the screen. Video games are wonderful, right? They're fun. They're great when you're a kid. They're great when you're an adult to blow off some steam. I remember growing up, it was like, okay, I got a Genesis. My buddy has a Super Nintendo. You know what I mean? Like, whose house are we going to play what game? Because it was fun. The whole point was fun. Now, yeah, were you trying to rip your buddy's head off in Mortal Kombat? Of course you were. Did you have the blood code ABACABB? Of course we did. We weren't a bunch of chumps. Video games are fun. I am currently still grinding a video game right now. I'm grinding Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to just try to get all my armor up. Maddie has had a number of incredible hours with Red Dead Redemption 2, something that has brought
Number.
him immense satisfaction.
Yeah.
Video games are fun. They should be fun.
Yeah.
That should be the point of them, right?
The only point.
Not to be like, hey, you if you want to spend $5 in store, you can jump everybody else on the line and get this cool gun or get this cool bear skin. Or like now my son is playing Rocket League. And I'm like, Rocket League's awesome. And he's
So
like, yeah,
great.
but I'm in like the minor divisions. I'm not professional yet. And I was like,
Not
buddy,
yet. Takes time.
yeah, and also you're 8, buddy. You got to go to school, man. You don't have enough time to be professional in Rocket League. Like you got stuff to do. You're not going to get there. Video games should be fun. They're being commoditized. My brother Mike almost filled out a job application for an Overwatch professor at Arcadia University. He's never played Overwatch, but it's a Division 1 sport at Arcadia University. And he was like, I just thought it'd be funny to be like, if I got the job, be like, yeah, I'm a D1 coach. Oh, what do you coach? Overwatch? Like, I don't know. He was like, there were times where I was doing my PA program where I was like, what if I just threw it all away, just played Overwatch like 20 hours a day for like 5 weeks and then went and took this gig? Guys, it's getting out of hand. Video games are fun. There's something to play against your friends when you're young. There's something to play with and against your kids as they get older. They're a great way to stay connected with friends. If you guys are in like different parts of the country and you're like, hey, we're just going to do a Halo game once a month. It's really not about the Halo game. It's just about us being on the mic and bullshitting with each other.
Yes.
Don't make it bigger than it is, guys. Don't make it bigger than it is. Don't over monetize it to the point where kids are not having fun playing video games.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Please. Don't be
Fucking
a cunt.
yuppies.
Yeah, so I'll say this. I love video games. Video games are incredible. They're the only medium that has always just expanded and gotten better throughout every generation and at such a rapid pace. I mean, to go from, like you said, Duck Hunt to what we have now is absolutely
Insane.
unfathomable and incredible. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out 8 years ago and it's still the greatest game of all time. So the fact they're able to build something that was that amazing and like looked that good blows my mind. Absolutely incredible stuff. I will say this, if you buy something that's just cosmetic, like a cosmetic upgrade because you want to wear like a cool suit or something, fine. I don't care. But if you're winning because you're paying to have the expensive gun and not putting in time on the sticks, then you're a yuppie cunt and you need to be shot in real life.
How dare you? How fucking dare you? Do you know how many hours I put into Sonic 2 before I got all 6 of those Chaos Gems? Do you know how
No.
long that I had a little we had a dictionary that we had to prop against the Sega cord because otherwise it would fall out. Do you know how many times I got
Jesus.
4 goddamn Chaos Stones and then one of my brothers ran in the room and knocked the dictionary over? I mean, it's blood, sweat, and tears, guys. I get it, but it's got to be for you. It's got
Yeah.
to just be for you. And if you're the guy who goes and buys all the best guns and all the best skins and all the best stuff on the day the game comes out, then are you having fun? Do you feel like you earned anything? That's what it is, Maddie. It's back off yuppies. Blue collar, we earn our shit. And if we got it handed to us, we won't want to do it and we won't enjoy it. Back off, yuppies. Earn your
Back the
shit.
hell off. So, Burn, let's keep it moving. Next back off yuppie topic.
Oh,
Are
that
you
got me
ready?
sweaty, man. That got me sweaty. I'm
Hey,
sweating right
I
now
loved
over
what you
that one.
did. I loved what you did, and I loved hearing it. Next back off yuppie topic. We're talking about the farmer's market. Burn, you know about the farmer's market?
Oh, I know a little something about the farmer's market,
Why
man.
don't you whack a little about the farmer's market, my good man?
Guys, farmers markets are incredible places to go. Okay. It's buying like local produce and local things from local vendors. You want to buy some honey? It's from a girl in your town who has a bunch of bees. You want to buy some corn? It's from some guy 15 miles away who grows his own corn. The farmer's market, in and of itself, is an awesome place. You're buying fresh stuff and you're supporting local people.
Yeah.
That being said, it's a store, guys. Has anyone ever been like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm just going to go to the grocery store for 4 hours. No,
That's
that's
my
not
idea of
what.
fucking hell right there,
That's
brother.
what I'm going to. That's what I'm going to do on my Saturday. I'm going to go to the grocery store.
Ugh.
No, you go there, you shop, you support local businesses, you support local people, you get some fresh shit, you go home that night, you cook it up, you eat it, and then you wait till next week when the farmers market's there again.
And you let him
Making
have it.
your goddamn day or your goddamn weekend about being well, we should go to the farmers market today. We're gonna get there around 11 and
Ugh.
target how much. Guys, fucking kill yourselves, yuppies.
If you're not working there, you shouldn't be there for 4 hours. Period.
However long it takes you to shop is exactly how long you should be at anything that ends in market. Okay. You're not awesome. You're not, because if you're there all day, you're probably not actually spending that much money. You're not really supporting anybody. You're kind of just taking up space. I don't care. You want a hacky sack? You can do that in your backyard. Yuppies, leave the fucking farmers markets alone. Don't leave them alone. Go there, shop there, get your stuff, and get the fuck out. And get the fuck out. So the next person can come in and shop efficiently and get all their stuff in an hour. And then they can get the fuck out. And you'll see this pattern of going there and being able to get the fuck out is the best for everyone involved.
You know,
Shopping at farmers markets rules. Making it part of your weekend personality is gay bones, bro. It's the worst.
The gayest. I'll say this. You know, it's an incredible farmer's market. It's called an Amish food stand because they're
Boom.
great.
Right there. Living in York
Actual
County.
farmers.
Living in York County, we got like strawberries, corn, blueberries. Like there was all that shit. Side of the road.
The corn's the best.
$4. Done and done. You guys had me at it. It's
Done
an
like
incredible
dinner, Daddy.
way to actually get your shit. But just if that's your personality, man, because also they don't want you there all day. They need that parking spot for somebody else who's going to show up and buy their wares. It does them no good if they have a bunch of shit left over at the end of the day because you were there sipping an artisanal coffee and sampling honey for 3 hours. Yuppies, just leave our goddamn farmers markets alone. Go there,
Stay
get
away.
your shit, and get the fuck. No, don't stay away. Spend your money. Go there, get your shit, and get the fuck out like everybody else does.
Well said, Bern. Well said. Well, Bern, you know what? That brings us to our next thing. Are you ready?
I don't know, Maddie. Am I?
We're about to find out. Interior, lawyer's office, night. A single desk lamp illuminates stacks of legal files. Empty coffee cups litter the surface. Sarah, 40s, sharp, exhausted lawyer, sits across from Mark, 30s, defendant, anxious, on edge.
This is it, Mark. Tomorrow, they bring the verdict, and we've been through every angle, every piece of evidence. This is our last chance to talk, to truly talk.
What's there to say? It's done. They've made up their minds already. I can see it in their eyes.
Don't you dare give up now. Not after all we fought for, Mark. I need to know unequivocally that you've told me everything, every detail, no matter how small, no matter how damning you think it might be.
Do you think I'm holding something back after all of this? Do you think I want to be here?
I think you're terrified. And fear makes people hide things, Mark, even from themselves. Was there anyone else there? Anything you remember? Anything at all that could change their minds?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, there was a sound. A sound just before,
What sound, Mark? Tell me. Now!
And scene. Thank you, everybody. That was another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Bern Pockasy. And in case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. Hang out with us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. Join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe. And we'll keep bringing you this incredible content. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks. See ya!